Hey, we're back. So, good job on those exercises. Most of you. A couple of you, I saw what you did, but that's okay. Get your parents doing that safety dance. That would be fun. All right, let's move on. So, our story today is a 20th person story. Remember, the idea of the 20th person is just a little different than everybody else. Just willing to go a little farther, maybe a little different, maybe looks at things a little differently, maybe takes a step back. By the way, for future classes, remember the 20th person might also be the one person who doesn't know what's going on, might be the person who needs help, rather than the person who's coming up with the idea that helps everybody. It works both ways, but that's a topic for another class. So let's talk about one of my favorite figures in history, Sir Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was the leader of Great Britain in the 1940s in World War II, where England and the United States actually as well were in a fight for their lives as a country. And anytime you're in a difficult battle, you need a leader to rally you. And Winston Churchill was that person. He rallied the British people to stay in there and keep fighting even when things look bad. But you know, the funny thing about Winston Churchill, listen to this, I'm going to tell you some good stories about him. In 1899, okay, he was in a different war on behalf of Britain called the Boer War in South Africa, and he almost got killed. He should have gotten killed in this one accident, but he didn't. He got lucky, and he avoided it. And he wrote a letter to his mother, and he said, I think I'm supposed to be saved for something in the future. It's a pretty cool thing to think about. You all are being saved for something in the future. Don't know what yet. Later in that same war, he almost got killed again. Walked right into a bomb blast, but somehow didn't happen. And his thought was, every day I get less afraid of things. Now I want you to compare that to sometimes what we see in our, quote, leaders today, who are ready to complain about how bad things are. You know, I almost got killed in a bomb blast. It's not fair to me. Oh, it's just everybody needs to make way because I had a difficult period in my life. This is we see a little too much of this lately, in my opinion. The 20th person doesn't do that. The 20th person takes positive attitude. The 20th person just says, you know what? It wasn't my time. I'm meant for something future. I'm meant for something in the future. The 20th person doesn't say, oh my gosh, I almost got killed. It's so not fair. 20th person says, I get less afraid every day. Think about that. Now, let's go back to Winston Churchill's childhood. As a kid, his parents were constantly on him about being lazy. Constantly. He was in trouble all the time. I'm going to read something to you that his father said to him. This is pretty harsh. Of course, it's old school. It's over 100 years ago, but still, listen to this. He said his father told him he would become a waste and a shabby failure and would never amount to anything in his life. This is when he was about 11 years old. He used this, by the way, as motivation for the rest of his life to try to show his father that he is worthy of his father's respect. Not because he was mad at his father, but he wanted to show his father that he needed to look at him differently. You can take negative words that come into you and you can be crushed and beat down by them, or you can use them as motivation. It's all in how you look at things. When he was 10 years old, Winston Churchill, on his report card, your age, this is what was written about him. Listen to this. His behavior is exceedingly bad. He can't be trusted to do a single thing. So that doesn't sound too good. And certainly nobody would have pointed to him at that age if they would have said, of all these 10-year-olds in this class, who's going to be the person that saves the free world? He would have been the last one they pointed to. yet he was the one to do it. The thing that he did was he told it straight. He told it straight to people. He told them how bad things were, but he never lost hope. He never lost confidence that things were going to turn out well. And he rallied the people the way he spoke to the people, even at the hardest times, because he himself never gave up, never gave up. And I'm going to play for you one of his speeches. It's about 4.5 minutes long. It's very powerful, but it's hard to understand his words because first of all, he's old at the time he's speaking. This is 1940, 80 years ago, and he has an English accent. So you got to get past all that, and you got to put yourself in the moment of thinking that your country is under pressure, is being attacked by another country, and you don't know if you're going to make it through or not. And this is your leader talking to you. And the other thing I want to say to you is this. There was another person listening to him named Roger Bannister. I'm going to come back and talk to you about Bannister in a minute, but I want you now to listen to Winston Churchill. Go to the next video.